Question 1. A research team is training machine learning models on AWS using EC2 instances with GPUs. The dataset is massive, terabytes of images and videos. High throughput and low latency storage are critical. Shared access across multiple EC2 instances is required. Which AWS storage option is best for this workload? Options: A. Amazon S3. B. Amazon EBS, provisioned IOPS SSD, IO2. C. Amazon EFS. D. Amazon FSx for Lustre. Correct answer: laughing face. Amazon FSx for Lustre. Explanation. FSx for Lustre is optimized for high-performance computing, HPC, and AI workloads. It provides sub-millisecond latencies and high throughput. Seamless integration with S3 allows easy dataset management. Why not other options? Option A. S3 is scalable but has high latency for frequent access. Option B. EBS is fast but does not support shared access across multiple EC2 instances. Option C. EFS is good for shared access but lacks the performance needed for AI training. Question 2. A video production company runs a serverless video processing pipeline on AWS. It needs to automatically process video uploads from S3. Jobs should scale based on demand. The company wants to minimize costs. Which architecture is the most cost-effective? Options: A. EC2 auto-scaling with Amazon S3. B. AWS Lambda with Amazon S3 and step functions. C. Amazon ECS with Fargate. D. Amazon Elastic Transcoder with S3. Correct answer: B. AWS Lambda with Amazon S3 and step functions. Explanation. AWS Lambda scales automatically and only charges for execution time. Amazon S3 triggers Lambda functions when new videos are uploaded. Step functions manage workflow execution efficiently. Why not other options? Option A. EC2 auto-scaling is more expensive for sporadic workloads. Option C. Fargate is cost-effective but less efficient than serverless Lambda for event-driven workloads. Option D. Elastic Transcoder is outdated and lacks advanced customization. Question 3. A gaming company runs a highly transactional online game. Players frequently read and write game state data. They are experiencing high database latency. The database must scale automatically based on traffic. Which AWS service should they use to optimize performance? Options: A. Amazon RDS with read replicas. B. Amazon Aurora Serverless. C. Amazon ElastiCache for Redis. D. Amazon DynamoDB with auto-scaling. Correct answer: C. Amazon ElastiCache for Redis. Explanation. ElastiCache for Redis caches frequent database queries, reducing database load. Provides sub-millisecond response times. Improves scalability by offloading traffic from the database. Why not other options? Option A. Read replicas help with read scaling but do not reduce write latency. Option B. Aurora serverless scales but still involves database query overhead. Option D. DynamoDB is great for scalability but may not be ideal for a relational game database. Question 4. A financial institution needs to securely connect its on-premise data center with AWS. Data must remain encrypted end-to-end. Low latency and high reliability are required. AWS services should appear as an extension of the on-premise network. Which solution best meets these requirements? Options: A. AWS Site-to-Site VPN. B. AWS Direct Connect with VPN Backup. C. AWS Transit Gateway. D. Amazon VPC Peering. Correct answer: B. AWS Direct Connect with VPN Backup. Explanation. AWS Direct Connect provides a dedicated, high-performance, and low-latency connection. VPN backup ensures resilience in case Direct Connect fails. Data is encrypted via VPN to maintain security. Why not other options? Option A. VPN alone has higher latency and is less reliable for large workloads. Option C, Transit Gateway is useful for multi-VPC networking but not for hybrid cloud connectivity. Option D, VPC peering only connects AWS VPCs, not on-premise environments. Question 5. A machine learning team runs an AI model on EC2 instances that needs to access data in Amazon S3. Access should be restricted to only these EC2 instances. No hard-coded credentials should be used. The solution should be cost-effective and scalable. Which security mechanism should be used? Options: A. Use AWS IAM user with S3 access keys. B. Create an IAM role and attach it to the EC2 instance. C. Use assigned URL to grant temporary access. D. Create a security group to allow S3 access. Correct answer: B. Create an IAM role and attach it to the EC2 instance. Explanation: IAM roles allow secure, temporary access without exposing credentials. Policies can be defined to grant precise access to S3 buckets. EC2 instances automatically obtain temporary credentials via Instance Metadata Service, IMDS. Why not other options? Option A, IAM user with access keys requires manual key management, which is insecure. Option C, signed URLs are useful for external users but not for EC2 instances. Option D, security groups control network traffic, not S3 permissions. Question 6. A news agency wants to host a highly available static website on AWS. Traffic fluctuates but peaks during major events. Data should be globally available with low latency. The company wants to minimize costs. Which architecture is most cost-effective? Options: A. Amazon S3 with CloudFront and Route 53. B. Amazon EC2 auto-scaling with ALB. C. Amazon Lightsail with a CDN. D. Amazon EFS with an EC2 instance. Correct answer: A. Amazon S3 with CloudFront and Route 53. Explanation: Amazon S3 provides low-cost storage for static files. CloudFront caches content globally, reducing latency and S3 costs. Route 53 ensures scalable DNS resolution. Why not other options? Option B, EC2 auto-scaling adds unnecessary compute costs for a static website. Option C, Lightsail is simple but lacks CloudFront's global scalability. Option D, EFS is expensive for static content and requires EC2. Question 7. A retail company runs a critical e-commerce platform on AWS. The application runs in multiple AWS regions. They need a disaster recovery strategy that minimizes downtime. Failover should happen automatically. Which AWS service best supports automatic failover? Options: A. AWS Backup. B. Amazon Route 53 with health checks. C. AWS Snowball Edge. D. Amazon S3 cross-region replication. Correct answer: B. Amazon Route 53 with health checks. Explanation: Route 53 health checks detect failures and redirect traffic to a healthy region. Supports automatic DNS failover. Ensures minimal downtime by switching to a backup region. Why not other options? Option A, AWS Backup helps with data recovery but does not handle failover. Option C, Snowball Edge is used for offline data migration, not failover. Option D, S3 replication ensures data availability but does not fail over entire applications. Question 8. A social media company is using Amazon RDS MySQL to store user data. Users are spread across multiple continents. The database is experiencing high read latency due to global traffic. They want to optimize performance with minimal operational overhead. Which AWS solution is best? Options: A. Amazon RDS read replicas in different regions. B. Amazon Aurora Global Database. C. Amazon DynamoDB with global tables. D. AWS Storage Gateway with RDS. Correct answer: B. Amazon Aurora Global Database. Explanation: Aurora Global Database replicates data across multiple regions with sub-second latency. Supports automatic failover to the secondary region. Optimized for global applications with minimal latency. Why not other options? Option A. RDS read replicas provide read scalability but have higher replication lag across regions. Option C. DynamoDB is a NoSQL database, unsuitable for MySQL-based applications. Option D. Storage Gateway is for hybrid cloud storage, not database optimization. Question 9. A SaaS provider is building a multi-tenant application using Amazon API Gateway and AWS Lambda. Each tenant should have isolated API access. Authentication should be managed securely without embedding credentials. Cost should be minimized while maintaining scalability. Which solution best meets these requirements? Options: A. Use API Gateway with an AWS Lambda authorizer and Cognito. B. Embed API keys for each tenant in the request headers. C. Deploy separate API gateways for each tenant. D. Use AWS IAM roles with API Gateway for each tenant. Correct answer A. Use API Gateway with an AWS Lambda authorizer and Cognito. Explanation: Cognito provides authentication and token-based access control. A Lambda authorizer can enforce tenant-specific access rules. Ensure scalability without managing IAM roles for each tenant. Why not other options? Option B. Embedding API keys is insecure and hard to manage at scale. Option C. Creating multiple API gateways increases costs and complexity. Option D. IAM roles are better suited for AWS resource permissions, not tenant isolation. Question 10. A data analytics company runs an ETL pipeline that processes terabytes of data daily. Data is ingested from multiple sources into Amazon S3. Transformations involve complex computations. The company wants to minimize compute costs. Which AWS service is the most cost-effective for this ETL process? Options: A. Amazon EC2 auto-scaling with Apache Spark. B. AWS Glue. C. Amazon EMR with spot instances. D. AWS Lambda with step functions. Correct answer: B. AWS Glue. Explanation: AWS Glue is a serverless, fully managed ETL service that automatically scales. Supports Apache Spark-based transformations with pay-per-use pricing. Removes the need for managing EC2 clusters. Why not other options? Option A. EC2 auto-scaling requires managing infrastructure, increasing costs. Option C. EMR with spot instances is cheaper than EC2, but Glue is fully managed. Option D. Lambda has execution time limits and is unsuitable for large ETL jobs.